Now we are witnessing the building. Whoa, this is so cool. What's up guys, this is Shannon. Today we're going to check out Riveria City in... Is this KL Sentral? I think. Let's go. So that's Riveria City, and within this same road we have the Tun Sambatan station, the monorail station. Then we have Methodist College right next to it. Why I call it Riveria? Because we are literally next to the river. Right opposite will be Kuan Chen School already. That is actually the Federal Highway. In order to come here, we actually pass by Tun Sambatan Street where KL Sentral is. And today, this will be a collaboration with an audience who is kind enough to share with us his investment unit. But you can see the car park here is a problem. Yeah, but I got lucky, yes. It's very interesting to see that the monorail actually cuts through without having a station. So coming out from the lift, this is the lift lobby, and this is 2.5, the height is 2.6. You have windows at both sides, and looking out, that will be right opposite Federal Highway. So this is the cemetery land, right? The cemetery mountain. Here will be all the commercial area of Mid Valley Gardens. That will be KL Sentral. And if you look around the characteristic of this area, this was one of the earliest settlement in KL City. That's why you get to still see all these ancient buildings full of flavors. Maybe one day we should go and do a review inside, right? And very interesting, this is actually Block B. As we are currently staying in Block A, you can see all those protruded bars. Those are for upcoming block, right? So there will be another upcoming block here. So for some that might be a concern, this might be a concern, but if you are very familiar with the location, technically this is within the happening places. So if you are walking around KL Sentral, you need to take the monorail, you need to go to Gardens, or you need to go to KL City Centre, right? Literally this is KL City Centre. So in one floor there will be 4 lifts servicing 20 units in total, and the types of units are divided basically into 2. One will be the dual key, then another one will be a studio unit like this one, arranged in a double loaded corridor. You can see it's just that very efficient layout, and let's go check it out. So from the lift lobby going into the corridor, you'll be split into 2 sides, and it's divided by a fire partition. Okay, let's go. So the width of the corridor is 1.8, the height is 2.5, and there are no voids at all within the corridor. So basically you will just have doors after doors after doors, and there's no foyer. So this is somewhat like the hotel format. At the end of each corridor, then you will have a window for views and ventilation. Okay. Another characteristic of the site is you will have a nice mixture of all shop lots, a lot of schools. There will be New Central Mall, which is walking distance. Maybe let's try to walk later. And these are all the offices already. So around here there will be 100 plus MNC companies, and those will be your potential tenants or target audiences. So for the corridor finishing, you will have floor tiles as well for skirtings. This will be the unit that we're going to check out today, and this is courtesy of the owner. You see the whole stack of calculation he has showed me about why he made this purchase, make the informed decision. Solid. And this was a brochure that he gotten like 6 years ago, still in good condition. Anyway, this is a commercial building, and that's why it's kinda office looking lah. The unit that we're going to check out today will be Type B, 486 square feet, which is a dual key format. So when you come in, straight away there will be a foyer within, and it's divided into two units, almost identical. One side slightly bigger. So the bigger one, when you go in, you will come into the pantry, then you have the toilet, then there will be the living room and the bedroom already. So for dual key, there are several types of usage. You can use this entire thing as one unit, or you can split them and rent them out separately as two units. So it depends on how you want to do it. The other side, then you will have an ensuite connected to your bedroom directly. So coming into the unit, this will be the foyer space, and the whole unit comes with a laminated timber flooring. This side will be the larger side of the room. This side will be the ensuite with bedroom. Okay, let's go into this one first. So the door clearance is about 817 mm and it's a 2.1 meter door. So after you close it, it's going to look like that. And immediately right in front, you will have what they call a pantry or a kitchen. This will be the location of the fridge, a single door fridge. Then you will have the hood and hob here by Tika. This is the basin, and they're giving you terrazzo top, not bad. All these are provided by the developer. Okay, all these are provided by the developer. And right next to that, then there will be this bathroom right in the center. And in order to address the sense of claustrophobicness, I don't even know is that a word or not, but to make the entire space feel more open, they decided to use glass wall instead. So the wall-to-wall width here is 2.7 meters, and the ceiling height is only about 2.6. And the selling price for this commercial title property, this particular owner got it for about 470 to 480. The first batch of buyers actually got this unit in fully furnished package, which cost them about 600 over thousand. And some history about this project. The entire construction period took really long. This was launched about 2019 based on the buyer, and now at 2024 only they got their keys. So a lot of owners are actually pretty upset about the interest payment throughout the years. That's why now if you look into the sub-sale market, there are a lot of units that are selling at cost price, which is 470,000. So technically they have already lost money on all the progressive loan interest. Anyway, let's check out the bathroom. So you have a basin here and WC here by Sorrento, full height wall tiles, and then this will be the mechanical ventilation, shower here. And because of this format of furnishing, technically you can never have any guests around already, unless it's your boyfriend or girlfriend or partner lah. Then I guess it's still okay. But hey, I want to pinjam your bathroom, right? So maybe you want to put on the curtain or blinds or whatsoever. I don't know, okay? But this is to address the claustrophobic feeling when you get into the space. Walking across, technically this should be the living room where you have all the plug points on this side. So these are all the switches. And this is the exact unit that owners got directly from the developer. And it comes with the plaster ceiling, fan hooks, aircon points, lighting points, and etc. So all these are provided already. And if you look at this is actually the location of the aircon latch. Okay, very interesting. And on top they just put on a board, so it becomes a usable space now, which I think is a pretty solid idea lah. But this dual key, as discussed in the channel, the pretty part of it is the multiple usage of it. But this particular buyer is going to use this for Airbnb purposes. So they had an agreement with the operator already, and part of the package is the company will help them furnish the entire room for about 44 to 45,000. And based on the monthly collection, after minusing utilities, they will split the profit by 75-25. So that's okay. But what's mesmerizing for this orientation will be this KL skyline view. So you can see that will be PNB 118, Petronas Twin Tower, KL Tower, then TRX is somewhere there. You have that perfect view here. And something about this location as well, it's a combo between very high-end hotels and buildings. Then in the same view, you will have temples, you will have old buildings, you will have schools. and we are right above Methodist College KL. And something about their students, their accommodation is actually located within this building itself. And the room rental there, it's about 1,200 to 1,500, and it's a rather long walking distance over. So that's the beauty that I think about this project, because you will have multiple rental options. You can either rent out to long-term tenants, people who actually work around the area, or you can split by room. You can rent out room by room, either to students or long-term tenants, or you can actually go by Airbnb. And let's just assume in this scenario we rent out room by room, 1,500 by 1,500. If you were to take 480,000 loan back then, it's a solid investment. And for the window panels, all can be opened, and I was worried about the noise from the Federal Highway. Actually, and going through this will be the foyer, the condition of the foyer when the door is enclosed. It's seriously just a square meter lah. It's literally a meter by a meter. And here then will be the smaller side of the house, originally as the bedroom of the unit. Coming in straight away, you will have the master bath or the ensuite bathroom for this bedroom itself. You will have Sorrento basin and WC with a vanity top, full height wall tiles, and similar treatments of the mechanical ventilation. You will have a shower and a compartment here, but it's rather shallow lah. And right next to it, this will be the kitchen already, or I call it the pantry. So here it's about 1.25 meters, and it comes with a backsplash, a 2-burner cooker by Tika, same just like the one next door. They put in a fridge here, but here then it becomes kind of weird if you were to use this space as a whole unit by itself. So suddenly you got 2 kitchen or pantries, then a bit weird, right? So technically the developer itself already has an intent for the owners to kind of rent this out separately to kind of maximize the returns. And similar to the unit next door, this is about 2.7 meters, and the same treatments apply when you have the plaster ceiling above. On this side then, it's a different arrangement. On the living room side, they kind of have the acid ledge protruded out, eating into the space, right? For the bedroom, then they are building on top instead. So I appreciate this gesture a lot because it really maximizes that very limited space the owner has. But looking out, this view is solid lah. So the best thing about buying within a budget township is there will not be any other new developments which will hinder your view. So your view is pretty much set unless they sell the school land. But just some reminder when we purchase or when we shop for properties, right? The main difference between residential title and commercial titles, so now there's a jargon in the market where it's commercial under HDA. What we want as a buyer is for the project to be under HDA, the Housing Development Act, where it protects the interest of property or home buyers in that sense. If you were to purchase projects like this, where it's pretty similar to all the short-term stay, profit-oriented kind of developments where you will have just units by units by units, side by side, laid out throughout the whole corridor. Somewhat like an office building, it's all meant for high efficiency, meant for profit. And in office suites like this, when there is a dispute between property buyer and the developer, unfortunately, the rights of this property buyer will not be as protected compared to a project under HDA, because that one you are technically still buying a home. This one you are buying an office. So from the corridor, this will be the access into the bilik sampah, the refuse room, and let's check it out. Yep, and that's about it. So you will have 5 feet wall tiles, naturally ventilated. I like that the drop is not too obvious, and this is actually connected to the service lift, so you don't have to go through the main corridor. So there's one door here with ventilation as well, and this will be the second door connecting into the corridor. Okay, we are now at the second highest floor of the facilities deck. So the facilities is divided into 2 floors at the rooftop. That's nice, always better for rental. And coming straight right in, you will have the viewing deck. Then the special arrangement of the multi-purpose hall, they kind of repurposed it into like a classroom setting. On the other side, then you will have a co-working space, and at this stage, you already have people working. So there are demand. Very good. And now we are in the gym. It comes with a vinyl flooring. Here you have 3 treadmills and it's furnished by X-Track fitness system, and this overlooks to the KL skyline. Next to that, then you will have the free weights zone, some machine, but I will argue that this is a little bit too small, and this area suddenly feels very bright because of the window at the roof, so that's great. But this view is something else, man. This is so amazing. Just imagine you walking out here and that will be your view. Excellent. Right outside, then you will have an outdoor fitness area. This will be the monkey bars. That will be the pull-up bars. This then you will have the glass railing separated by a landscape barrier for safety. And there will be 2 orientations for this tower. One facing that side, PMB 118, the other actually facing Mid Valley. So when tower B is up, it will actually block some of this cemetery lands. But what an amazing view. What an amazing view. Coming up from below, this will be the swimming pool deck. What's mesmerizing is this transparent bottom, right? Transparent flooring of the pool, and that connects to the gym. Actually, it was not just a mere sky window, it's actually a transparent layer that connects over to the co-working space. So when you are actually doing your work, you look upwards where people are actually freestyling. Next to that, then will be this mesmerizing view. Wow! Imagine if you are here for a short-term stay. Like you want to attend your friend's graduation, you want to come and have a 3 days 2 night KL work trip or whatsoever, right? Amazing stuff. And the day rate here is about 160 to 180 per night. Based on their calculation, I think it's going up. You get to swim and just take pictures here. Compared to a project without sky pool, technically this will be higher in demand. And not only that, this location here, it's seriously something else. So right next to the pool, you will have a timber-like tiles, not tiles, so these are just panels, right? Fiber boards. And then you get the KL view already. So here you will get a very solid cemetery view. Wow, just imagine if all these are just repurposed, right? Prime land. So during school hours, right, after school and before school, this road is actually very congested. So a lot of students will just pass the bridge and walk over to this side where the parents can pick them, which also becomes a hindrance then to the project when we want to travel out. But this little small road here will be the main access from this project going into Federal Highway if you want to go into the city. Next to the lap pool, then you will have a children's play area. No, this is actually the jacuzzi. Then you will have a sunken deck to chill. Another jacuzzi here. So some pavilions for people to chill about. That's about it for the rooftop. At level 30, then half, maybe 1/3 of the floor plate is actually transferred into a facility deck. They call it a sky garden. So this is where you get some sitting areas, decorated with artificial plants to give you that fixed sense of nature. But the view is amazing. Once again, this project, location-wise, view-wise, solid, and it really gives you that unique sense of character. So from level 30 coming down, we are now at level 12 and we have a food court within the commercial space. But come to think about it, this is an office building. So if it's an office building, technically this is like somewhat like a cafeteria where you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shops where staffs can actually have meals here. So is this workable. I think it can if it's an office building. But now people actually moving to stay or use it more of an accommodation kind of purpose, then I don't think this will make a lot of sense lah. And guess what will happen? I guess this is going to be just empty lah. An argument is then might as well just make it into a shop, but for compliance purposes during the initial stage, if this is supposedly to be in accordance to what was specified in the function as an office building, then this works. Okay, so the beautiful part of Malaysia. But anyway, at level 12 is also the transition floor levels for the towers itself. So you can see Tower B and Towers, so that would be the lift core. The tower crane is still around, but nobody is working. So now they are actually launching their service apartment. So there will be construction ongoing here still, and this will be a transition floor looking at it lah. So from this floor, maybe you can actually still walk out and have some common areas, but technically you still need some separation because it's a different strata ownership actually. And now we are in the elevated car park. Coming out straight from the lobby, unfortunately, it really is into the driveway. I appreciate they add some cones for safety. Better than nothing lah, right? I appreciate it lah. Then for flooring, you have cement screeding. Then you will have epoxy paint for pedestrian walkways. They still run conventional beams and columns in combination of shear wall for the tower. Because of the building being very narrow, there you can see openings really. Here you can also see openings. So the ventilation is very nice. It's very cooling as we walk around now. So for the studio units, because they are considered the larger units, they will have one car park. Then for the studio units, the one bedroom unit, right? Only the units located at the higher floors will have car park. So some units actually do not have car park. And that's also some weird things that's going on in the market. If your project is considered a TOD, means that it's very close proximity to a public transportation, and you are actually exempted from providing car park. So technically you can provide less car park, which is always a good thing for developers because it's all cost for them. But it suddenly then become a problem because we are still a very car-centric nation. We still drive a lot. Malaysians love our cars a lot. So it's an argument. Because the unit got no car park, that's why sales was not very good also. Interesting. But for this building, just some correction, it's actually 3 blocks all together, block A, B, C. And the car park, the elevated car park structure is all completed together. Only you can hand over the block A actually. So looking at it, look at this cantilever beam here. Wow, that spans across easily. This is like 20 over meters. Wow. And all floors are connected via the ramp here. So this is level 8, and you need to go through 8 levels just to park your car here lah. So at ground floor, cars can park here. Then this will be all the waiting area or the pickup. This will be the lobby going up already. Okay, so there will be a small little canopy, and this I guess will be the entrance into the residence car park. So from the road over to the building, not much barriers, but here then we can walk right over to New Central already. And this right in front of us is MCKL, Methodist College Kuala Lumpur. So from the main road coming in, you can see this is the track for the monorail going into the depot. This is crazy. In the center of the building, we are in the midst of the trail. Wow. I guess this will be the entrance into the separate block going into the same parking space. So right next to the project, right in front, there's a covered walkway. And now let's go and walk to New Central. Yeah, let's go, let's go. Orang Malaysia. Okay, so after like 5 minutes walk, we are right in KL Sentral Monorail station. Right across us will be New Central Mall already. And via New Central Mall, within the same connectivity. Now we are actually in KL Sentral station, where you will have the KLIA Express, the MRT, the LRT, the KTM. And this also connects over to Google's office, Microsoft office, all the offices for the MNC companies. And you just look around the crowds, right? These are all your potential tenants. Either it's long-term, tourists, students, room by room, families. Wah, macam-macam pun ada. Okay, and I guess that's all for this round. Now let's go and find a spot to do Sean Stick 3 on 3. For the first 3 things I like, number 1, definitely the location of it lah. So the location consists of 2 things. One will be the connectivity, like not only from road you're next to the Federal Highway, you can actually take another road that actually cuts through Jalan Tuanku Halim, so that's very close as well. Then right in front you have the Tun Sabatan Monorail station. You also are steps away from the KL Sentral, where it connects you to the KLIA, the LRT, the KTM, MRT, apa pun ada lah. At the same time, you are in a very matured location where the amount of people is just diverse, right? So when we just walk around, you get to see people in luggage bag, which is our tourists, people in lanyards, people in uniforms, parents holding their kids crossing the roads. Those are all potential tenants, which is point number 2. How do investors categorize a property, whether is it good or not as an investment, is the availability of multiple rental options. So I can actually rent out long term for the whole unit, or if it's too high, then I can actually break it to room by room, or I can just split it by Airbnb by day. There are just so many options, and if you look into the tenant pools around the area, we have people working in the MNCs, we have people raising families here, we have tourists, we have students who studies around colleges, and right in front, this is the MCKL, right in front. This is closer to them compared to their official hostel. Solid. And for the last thing I like, surprisingly, within this very challenging site, they are able to pull off such a building with such quality. Amazing, like from a design point of view, right? To have a monorail cut through the building going into the depot, first building that I've seen that. And there's no like station. Technically, if you're passing by, might as well just create a station, right? But it's just too close to an existing station, so it's not viable. What's the purpose then, right? It's that challenging. Then the second thing, the drop-off seems fine for this tower. But when you go up to the unit, the common areas, build quality. The unit seems smaller on drawing, but in real life, it feels better. And I think that after furnishing, it will feel way better still. Then at the rooftop facility, I like the swimming pool on the rooftop. And based on the owner, he had done the research around. Technically, this is one of the only buildings, not even hotels have rooftop pools, but this one. And let's test out the theory whether buildings equipped with rooftop pools perform better than buildings without. And it even comes with a co-working space, it even comes with a classroom setting, and it's purely with an investment in mind when the developer designed the building. Technically, it's supposed to be an office, that's why you have the weird food court thingy. But I'm actually looking forward to Tower B and C when everything is built up lah. When that takes place, then I think it will be better, because this project is so hidden. But I think it's also because of the 3 things that I don't like lah. Well, number 1, with such connectivity to the building in a location that has so many people, congestion and noise is part of the package. So right in front you have all these common car parks, right? And it will be occupied like right in the morning because of Methodist College Kuala Lumpur. Also right opposite you have Kuan Chen High School, when you can see now it's all packed already. So 2:45 is the time that they end the classes. Yeah, you can see jam-packed. So surrounding this area is a very old neighborhood. That's why infrastructure wise not as great in terms of planning, because this was built so long ago. It's noisy, it's packed with people, it's congested. But surprisingly, for the unit that's facing PMB Tower, right? After you close the window, not much noise actually compared to Central Suites. Central Suites, you are in an island side where all direction you have roads surrounding you, so the noise a little bit more obvious. This one, surprisingly, within a unit, not really. And although it's called Riveria, which is next to the River of Life project. The second thing I don't like with the construction progress of the building. So This particular owner booked for 6 years already. Only he got his keys, but this one a bit special because he had a special arrangement with the bank where they do not need to pay any progressive interest during the construction period. That's why to this owner then it's a bonus lah. But for the rest who are paying interest throughout the whole construction period, right, 6 whole years without getting the buildings, right, it's going to be so painful. And now they are actually just building 1/3 of it, maybe half of it, and another 2 more towers coming up. So when they are constructing, this road is going to be even worse in terms of congestion. So I kind of like just want to leave it like that. So indirectly you won't have as much cars, but I don't think it's possible lah. So the developer will definitely want to maximize their investment. But looking at it, there's going to be 2 more towers, and it's again going to be very noisy. It's going to be very dusty. Going to be construction trucks here and there, cement trucks coming in, pouring. A lot of messy things is going to take place at site. And the third thing will be the site condition or the form of the site. I don't know how to say this, but this is a very challenging site to build. Although yes, in a very mature township, this is one of those very rare new developments. Hence, you will kind of win in terms of the demand and supply thing, because there's not much new buildings around. Surrounding here, right, it's all old buildings. The next one is the Prima Brickfields already. So if people are looking for new projects in a new unit to move in, and this is one of the top choices. But if you look into the site, because it's so narrow, you won't have a grand entrance. Like, you don't even know where's the entrance technically if you are driving lah. Like, just by pedestrian experience also, we just walk in like, we are in the lobby already. There's no proper boundary, or there's no feeling of entering a building. The very weird tunnel to cater for the monorail. Like, I don't know, like, no land ready meh? Why must you actually just build something to cater to the passageway of the monorail cutting through to their depot? If it comes with the sense of convenience and I have a direct station, fine lah. So I can set it as a TOD, the commercial building would make a lot of sense. No, there's no station at all, so you're just passing by. Yeah, so that's the form of noise that you're gonna get around the site. And back to the tunnel thing, so you are now having the train passing through your building all the time without any benefit, but what you get is all the bad things, the noise lah, the safety issue lah, that very weird form lah. And because of the site, again, you will have a very high elevated car park. Just actually looking forward when Tower B and C is completed, so another access way from the other side will be open, and that will dramatically shorten the travelling time from Federal Highway into the project. If not now, just to cut through Brickfields to get in here, right? And I guess that's all for this episode. Shout out to the audience for showing me around. I really appreciate it. And I guess that's all for today. Thank you very much for watching. If you really like this episode, like it, share it, and even subscribe for more information like this. Until next time, this is Sean Tan. Ciao. Yeah, you see, got Ang Mo tourist. Ciao.